You know what? I didn't know which day of the week. I said, maybe I could sneak in here during the week. I didn't know which day it was going to be. So I had to go ahead and say, I don't think I can make it. I made it. And then I come in and I noticed Michael had a scare. Oh, Mike. Oh, my. Is he okay now? Oh, my God. We got to keep an eye on him. Smooth. Smooth, I don't know it's going to be back today, man. Anyway, fam. I really love hanging out with you. You know this, don't you? Anyway, fam, you see, the thing is, I caught something yesterday. I was laughing because I said, BA, be damn day. What is it? Like, so I want to get some feedback about him from you, and I couldn't stop. I had to laugh. I know it's not funny, but come on, BA, man, be a man. What are you doing? Much ado about nothing? Question mark. That's the way I'm feeling that, because BA, man, you're gonna bring that stuff in the locker room. Some of the youngsters around you will think that's the thing to do. Would you please straighten up? Because I thought it was like this was said a few days ago, or I mean a while back. Maybe this is fresh. Anyway, Brandon Aiyuk angered by rumored trade talks. How many times do I have to tell you, BA? Ain't nobody trying to trade you. But the message was clear from BA, who apparently has been taking conversations around the web about trading him off to another team extremely seriously. Now, was a rumor a typical media plot to stimulate interest? This is the weakest point of the season for the NFL regarding activities. So writer sits back. Oh, I know. I'm gonna put it out there that I have it on how they always put it, on sources. They never name the sources. Sources say that Brandon Aiyuk could indeed be the subject of a 49er trade. So naive individuals like Brandon Aiyuk, most players they do watch the media, but they don't react. BA does. So I'm starting to be concerned about his character. Now, as I mentioned, trolling and emotionally charged Niners fan base, as is the case just about every year at this particular same time, it's pretty much par for the course. This is what they do, BA. This is what they do. They come and they throw things at the place, and you bit. I really sincerely believe you did bite. And so to the phones we go, fam, to ask you if Brandon Aiyuk's concerns about his status with the front office, are they legitimate? Maybe you know something that a lot of us don't know. Maybe the 49ers actually are pondering to move him. Or is he overreacting to media types who like stirring the pot? Ooh. Damn. BA is crying about trade speculations. Aiyuk seems to be going through some kind of depression. His imagination. I really think it's his imagination that's killing him. You know what's so funny though, fam? This is something my grandmother used to. I mean, you probably have grandparents do the same thing to you. When you're not living right, you're doing things really strange or wrong. You know it, but you think you got away with it. You believe in karma? See, here's the thing. BA, what he did last year before the season started, wasn't all right. You didn't know he had a right to ask for his money. But some of the things he did, like that last few weeks before the season started, really set me on fire. I could have said this in the early first week of August. What? Well, why didn't you? So, this is why later on when you start thinking, your mind starts to gang up on you. Now you got the devil dressed in black and the devil dressed in white on one shoulder. You listen to the guy in the black all the time. Most of the time, most guys do, and you did the wrong thing. And now later on, here comes something back to bite you in the ass. Everybody understands how he suffered through rehab. It seems that BA doesn't think his efforts to get healthy are being properly appreciated. WTF? What do you want us to do, BA? But got right on another YouTube channel with a blunt message and dismissed the idea of a trade as completely unrealistic. We didn't say you were. Nobody said you were getting traded. BA said they was just talking about trading me while I was off. Fam, do you know what Percocets? It's a drug, I suspect. Percocets. I've never heard of this drug. Percocets, muscle relaxers, and peeing in a cup by my bed. BA. TMI, bruh. Do we need to know all that? I couldn't walk. Goes on to say, couldn't walk for 10 weeks. Ain't nobody trading for me. Man, dude is mad as hell. Was there any way for anybody could have known BA was so sensitive and insecure? I never pictured him to be that way. He is. His ego's huge. I remember him doing an interview one time, and they were asking him about players on the team that could do things especially well and probably the best at it. He named himself on 2 or 3 categories. I never took that very seriously because I thought, BA doesn't think a lot of BA. So for you to talk about him getting traded, it just makes him crazy. I'm BA, damn it. Whoa! So he suffered ACL, MCL injuries back in October. Okay, he isn't even expected to be ready for the start of the 2025 season. You see, all these things are worrying him. Talk about Watkins around camp. Imagine he thinks it makes him expendable. Yeah, I mean, they talk about him like he's all that. First thing you know, they be talking about trading me. BA, your imagination is bad. And of course, questions are there regarding his potential impact this year as he continues his recovery. He may not be able to come right back immediately in week 1. I suspect he's not. So for his first 3 or 4 weeks minimum, I would think, maybe more, it's JJ and Ricky's show, BA. That's all there is to it. And of course, with the help of George Kittle and maybe your boy Watkins may be coming in, but nobody say he's taking your job. Dude, it's tripping. So why isn't that a reason to get mad? I'm thinking the man has become paranoid. I don't know what kind of dosage of medicine they're giving him for his pain and muscle relaxers and all that stuff. But it may be having an effect. Now there's turning to Juwan Jennings and second-year wideout Ricky Pearsall to lead the receiving corps because they have to. He knows these guys. They both hope he gets back soon. What is it? In fact, they're going to be your teammates no matter what. I don't know about Watkins. A lot has been said about him. We haven't even put on the pads yet and put him out there on the field to watch him take catches yet. You need to worry about that other guy that's got to do some time for breaking the law. But he's your teammate, BA. And Brandon's doing. This is like John Lynch recently praised BA's work, in fact, saying Brandon's doing a tremendous job coming back. These guys that are incredibly skilled athletes, they tend to heal a lot faster. It's kind of incredible how well he's healing and he's putting in the work. We're proud of Brandon. Brandon, he said he's proud of you, Brandon, and we're looking forward to him being part of this team moving forward, unquote. Where is the doubt? Where's it coming from? Rudy's probably been calling him. Finally found a way to tap into something, because Rudy's annoying. Rudy can bother anybody. Jesus Christ could be a 49er fan. If Rudy knew he had a social media account, Rudy be bothering him. Where's BA getting this from? Fam, why is he continuing to talk about people trading him? I know, again, also BA should feel secure in the fact that he's damaged goods. An expensive brand new contract. Remember the same guy, though. See, this is what I'm saying. He was talking about who could afford to drive a Maserati or not, right? See, that's what I'm saying. It pays not to be a jerk. He was last year at this time, right? The rumor folks may have put a potential trade out there that even he would take if he was in the 49ers shoes. That's what I'm thinking, too. Did somebody say something that really sounds good and he got scared? And the 49ers, you know what their motto is, right? We're always looking to get better, and if we see a deal that we think is going to improve our situation, we're interested. John, you should probably stop saying that, man. You got guys on. Well, no, you need to let guys know they got to put out a product out there that's going to make them untradeable. They should be thinking that way all the time anyway. So, anyway, fam, I'm just, I just want to come talk some football. Anything else you want to bring to the table, bring it. But give me something about BA. Explain to me. Man, help me understand what the hell is wrong with him. My God. I'm on Percocets, muscle relaxes, and I'm out here suffering like, and they talk about trading me. I would just like to be near him. Let him say, he probably get pissed off because I'm easy to start laughing about it. Hey, bro, man, come on, man. You had 1,000 yards for 2 years in a row. Come on, man. Stop clowning. Brock O'Neider. I'll keep Moody over BA at this point. See, Brock is he's been talking to BA. Because that said, Jake Moody is the worst. My God, you cannot depend on him. Matty S, get in here, man. Oh, I'm so good to see you. I didn't know I was going to be able to see you, Matty. Shucks. Until this weekend. Matty.
Yeah.
Matty.
Yeah.
Come on in, Matty.
Buddy.
Man, I was delighted to see you. I didn't know if I was going to get a chance to see you until always Sunday. I was thinking to myself, man, that's too long, man. I got to escape. I got your door locked. They can't get me, though. Okay. Hey. Matty, BA, man. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Anything else you got on your mind? Has he lost his mind?
Man, he's acting so immature, dude. It doesn't look good. Like is this what we're gonna have to deal with all the time? Like, is this just what he does now?
See, that's
like
I agree. You know, if I'm John Lynch, do I have a final heart-to-heart with him? Let's see. Listen, Brandon, you know what I need for you to do? You've been around. You're a veteran now. The rookies are in camp. I look for you to set the example, the trend. I don't need you. Yeah. Your rhetoric is getting outrageous, man. Come on. Man, that's what I'm thinking now. I agree. What do you do with this guy?
Yeah. No, you really do. I think that's at that point, you know, I mean, because he's a grown ass man, so really, like, that's all you can do. And it's like, were you talking about? Because I haven't paid super close attention to it. So, like, is he just popping off on social media?
Yeah, I don't. There's other things he could talk about. I don't understand why he continues trying to recruit sympathy for his situation. And the 49ers have not made any attempt to trade him. I think they'd be upfront with him if they did at this point. They've told him, they've encouraged him. They're happy with the results he's having and his hard work to get back in. And he's still talking about, got me on, I'm peeing in a cup by my bed. What's wrong with you? God, just calm down.
Man, seriously. Yeah, it's just silly, dude. I hope, I don't even know, like, this second instance with this guy, it's like we have another TO or something.
Ooh. You know, T.O. was bizarre in a different fashion.
Love me some me.
Yeah. And he said right in front of the camera every time.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The Sharpie was my favorite, though. Being in the middle of coming off the field, I mean, the dude used to kill me. I said, "B, you really go too far, man."
You never knew. Oh yeah, well, you couldn't always, you didn't always know what to expect. But that's the one thing, Ronbo, is you always knew it was going to be over the top. So
way over.
You knew it was going to be kind of funny.
I mean, you got to go out in the front of your house in the driveway, take your clothes off, doing sit-ups.
I was just thinking that.
B.A. man, how do you come up with these things, right?
You kind of wonder, right? Hey, you know, it makes for good content, dude. So, like, look how long in the future, look how far in the future we are. We're still laughing at that shit.
I'll never get over T.O. You know what? Like I've been saying, though, wide receivers, they have they're wired in a way that could cause an overload or a circuit breakdown at any moment. Look at all the wide receivers that have gone crazy down through the years. You can't count them.
Well, then what's his face that walked off the field during the game that was playing with Tom Brady? Why am I drawing a blank on
AB? Yeah, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And try to categorize who is the craziest wide receiver that you've ever seen. I think AB might be the king.
Yeah, it's just like, man, what a waste of talent. Like, he still has so much gas in the tank, dude. And it's just like, if you really made that much money where, like, you just don't care, like, you just money ain't a thing now.
No, you get the feeling though that
Jermaine Dupri or something.
yeah, but that money is what makes them think that they're above all. BA was like AB was throwing. It's funny how BA and AB have the same initials but reverse. But anyway, Antonio was. Antonio was in some building where there's a balcony, and he was having one of his fits, and he's throwing furniture over the balcony. Do you realize if some of that furniture would have hit somebody down on the street, that would be murder? I don't in a courtroom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's silly shit right there. Like, come on, man. Like, you gotta stop, man. Like, you're just, like something at a certain point, like it's about not hurting someone. Yeah, dude, it was silly.
He's facing murder charges right now for having wielded a weapon at some fight he was attending. We don't have anybody that goes to the Antonio Brown links, but Tyreek Hill, is that
I'm
a well
so thankful.
man? I don't think Tyreek's he's on
No,
the
but
edge.
he's definitely not at that level. He's
No,
not
he's
that
not
far
AB
gone,
crazy.
though.
But I don't
No,
want
and I think if he got him under the reins, huh?
no, go ahead.
I was going to
Okay.
say, if you got him under the reins of Shanahan in a good locker room, you might get a better version of him.
Yeah, because BA hasn't been like this forever. He just got like this before his contract. Well, the shorts caper was a little bit much. Because Matty, you and I both know if I walk out on the practice field and I see everybody's, and we got an understanding that on this day we wear dark, this day we wear red. Because when you're scrimmaging back and forth, it is important, right? So if I walk out and I see everybody's wearing on my unit, my offensive unit, if everybody's wearing dark shorts and I'm wearing red, then obviously I need to go back in the locker room and change, right? Wouldn't you think that way? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So
easy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, coach. I'll go fix it real quick. I'll be right back.
I'll notice him. I'll notice everybody in the field before I even notice the coach. I need to go all the way out in the field, being the drama queen and attention man that I love, to make sure my coach comes over.
Yep.
And Brandon, what are you doing? What?
Silly.
What's going on with your shorts? Oh, okay. I'll go change them. How old are you? Aren't you 26? You know what, buddy? Oh, God. So I'm starting to worry about him.
After all this stuff, dude, like, and even before this year in the off season, like, I was just kind of like, when they re-signed him for all that money, I wasn't really horribly excited, dude.
None of us were. Yeah. I was,
like, oh wow, oh great, oh yay.
I was hoping that we keep him around 24. It's that Detroit Lions receiver that he wanted to get, even if it was $1.50 more. He's that kind of petty. A lot of those guys are. Trent Williams is a little bit like that too. They have to get paid more. If I play the same position as you do, I need to get paid more than you because I'm getting paid after you. They really go through this. We're lucky.
Pretty regular,
Brock Purdy's
man.
not that way. God.
No, he's a humble kid, man. Like he's got a good moral compass, dude. I think he's brought up the right way.
Yeah, it's
because he knows, regardless of what's going on, like he's gonna be smart, and then he's also smart with his money. Between his contract and then probably what Toyota has paid him in the past.
Oh yeah,
or maybe continues to pay him. I'm not sure. Like he'll be fine.
Sure.
He knows that. So
I mean, he's
pay off mom and pop's house probably.
Ah. Filthy Casual. Do you remember George Kittle making a ruckus about his salary? I don't remember that.
Not really.
Filthy Casual. Give me an instance that Kittle would be.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just looking at Filthy Casual. Says,
No,
does
you're
that make
good.
Kittle petty? I don't remember George making any ruckus about anything.
No, well, also it seems like we always end up taking care of him pretty quick.
Yeah. Fred?
We don't let it get that far.
Warren just said, I'm here to play football. My people, that'll handle. That's not my business. I mean, I'm not my part of this.
Yeah.
I love that. Trust you guys
Yep.
that you got calling the shots for you and work out.
Yeah, I agree. There
Matty,
it is.
I
There
will
it
be
is,
back.
my friend.
Hey, I will be back Sunday, though, Matty. And there's no problem with
I
that.
look forward to it.
I do too, Matty.
Nice, bro. Well, it's good to see you tonight, man.
Oh, good to hear from you. I will see you Sunday, fam.
Yeah.
Night, Matty.
All right, buddy. Night, fam. Hey, I always forget, man. Can you give me one of them Niner shouts, dude? I never ask. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask one time.
And I should start knowing better and volunteer. Wait a minute. Well, Matty. Niner! Big Matty down in Bend, Oregon. Matty.
Yeah, buddy. Night, buddy.
This weekend. I was gonna, hey, Tony, coming from the land down there. Tony, this is a perfect subject for you. You know, Tony, because you have an ability to analyze people's minds, as you have done with Kyle Shanahan and some other. Tony, get in there, man.
Ronbo.
Oh, hey, Tony, before you get started, you'll be delighted to know that Kyle Shanahan has been rated number 7 on the list of coaches in the NFL. He falls behind guys like Nick Sirianni, and McVay's number 3. Andy Reid is number 1. Kyle falls down with the Harbaugh brother. I mean, it's just, I was laughing. I was thinking about you when I was reading that. Tony's loving this. In fact, if Tony was doing the ranking, Kyle would be down around 11 or 12. Tony, come on in, man. The subject tonight, though, is BA and what in the hell is wrong with him?
He needs to change his maxi pad. That's what's wrong with him.
He's been on the rag for a long time. God, Jesus.
I mean, did you hear a peep out of Juszczyk when they got rid of him, Robbo?
No, in fact, Juszczyk, he went along with it, and he was leaving. They told him he was done, and then they realized the error of their ways, and they called him back for a little bit of money, like they did last year. They cut his contract. Oh, BA would have had to have been sedated, and they had to call the guys with the straitjackets and everything else. Oh my God, that would have been just,
I think, yeah, we'll see. That's what you call a mature player. You know,
Right.
I mean, this kid, you wanted the money, you got the money. What's your problem now?
Yeah.
What's your problem? You got your life-changing cash. Now what do you want? Yeah, like he unfollowed the team again on social media. I'm thinking this is baby shit, you know, or secretly he yearns to be over there with Debo at the Commanders.
But Tony, see, that's the part that doesn't make any sense, because he's pissed off because he believes in his little dark room that I'm here taking Percocets and muscle relaxers and peeing in a cup by my bed. They ain't trading me. B, what's wrong? What are you talking about? See, he's really not in the mood to hear about being traded, because he could have left a long time ago. They gave him that option a long time ago, Tony. That's why I don't understand. What are you doing?
Yeah, but he's the one causing the problems, not the 49ers, by acting like a little schoolgirl on social media. I mean, why would you do something like that when they paid you the money that you wanted? You held out. You know, you got your advice, obviously, from Debo and all these other divas that hold out. And as far as I'm concerned, somebody gave me a 5th-round pick or a 6th-round pick or whatever, I'd get rid of him. I'd say, mate, I don't want this around my team. I don't want this negative energy around my team.
You know,
You're not irreplaceable, my boy.
see, that's
right?
where his mind is. That's what the problem is. He's just overwhelmed.
Speak the fucking truth.
So you're scaring people. I mean, the 49ers are good for ignoring this kind of thing, though. Remember when Debo was kicking and throwing himself on the floor and having temper tantrums? The 49ers pretty much ignored him the whole time. BA, same
Ronbo,
thing.
the 49ers are an organization. They're a professional organization. They have to ignore this, all right? So it doesn't fall back on them. The best thing to do for the 49ers is to be silent and talk to him behind closed doors and say, mate, you want to let your balls drop, or are you still an infant? Well, what's the story? We paid you. You had a bad accident. We recognise that. We're giving you time to recover. What is your problem? Just spit it out so we know which direction we're going in, all right, as a team, because I don't want this negativity in my club.
No.
And if you're going to act like a schoolgirl, on your bike, and see you later. Where do you want to go? He didn't even know where he wanted to be traded the last time he wanted to be traded.
He didn't want to go to Cleveland.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
I don't want to go here. I don't want to go there. Well, then this time around, I'll just trade him to the highest bidder and say, I gave you the option last time. You wanted the money. We gave you the money. Now you don't know what you want. What's your pronoun, bro? You got pronouns? You want us to call you by your pronouns? Well, what's the GO here?
Jesus. If he gets on and makes one more social media move, I think the 49ers should consider really do trade him. But you know what? If you don't want to be here, just say so. Because this is like, we're having to get this blowback every time you get on your social media page. We've asked you what you want, and you're telling everybody but us. What do we do here?
Yeah,
you tell me, what do we do?
Yeah, exactly. We've got shit to do. We've got a Super Bowl to win. We've got a team to run. We don't want negativity spreading throughout the locker room under your tutelage of 12 years old and under attitude. You know, like, grow up, for fuck's sake.
Tony, if you were another member of the team, would you call BA and ask him can I help you with anything? I mean, I'm hearing this, and we're bros, and I'd like to see if there's anything I can do. I can assure you, they're not trying to trade you, man. You know, I mean, would you call him and see what the problem is?
Like someone like Trent Williams,
yeah,
right? Who's the oldest dude who you can't afford to disrespect,
yeah,
right? Because he'll rip your head off.
Number one.
If I was Trent Williams, I'd call him and I'd say, "Listen, man, you're acting like a little bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you want to stay with the team, everybody loves you. We can't wait till you get back. But if you want to act like that, I'll slap you personally myself."
Now,
come on,
be a
bro.
man, grow up.
Don't bring the team down.
And stop clowning.
Yeah. We need a high sense of morale. We went to school. We know what school's like. We left.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to be out in the real world now and becoming men, fathers, protectors, money earners, lifestyle
and he just got
changes,
married recently,
all
too.
the rest of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got married and you're acting worse than your wife is on a period.
Or the child. I think he does have a kid, right? Anyway, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
All right. Hopefully this is done, because he likes to be in the limelight now. It seems he can't go talk to anybody about it. He's got to put it out there so everybody can hear it.
I mean, he's got some good skills. All right, it's up to him and him only. Nobody else can pave the pathway for him. It's up to him how hard he trains. We know how he can block. All right, he's aggressive with his blocking.
Sure, he's
but
a good ball player.
You might lose half a step after the operation. Big deal. All right, contribute, be happy, try and get back to where you were. All right, think positive.
Maybe take him a season.
You know what I'm saying, Ronbo? Don't bring the team down.
I mean,
be a team
in fact,
player.
That should be the underlining thing right there. Think about the team, BA, not just yourself. Tony, we got to stop. I'll be back Sunday, and hopefully a better diagnosis from BA and see if anything else is going on around Ninerville. All right? Glad you called in. I knew you'd be good for this.
Shout out to Evan Ellis, Big Show, Papa Dragon, the rest of the boys and girls crew. And suck shit to Shanahan. I would have put him a little bit lower, but McVay's got a Super Bowl, so he's got to get his act together.
He does. Definitely now, too. All right, Phil. I'll see you Sunday or Monday your time. All right. Good day, Tony.
All right, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers, Tony. 49er Brian, one of Tony's favorite guys, says the jerk store called. They are all out of Rudy and BA. T-shirts. Brian, thanks for that contribution. Hey, yo, Bill. Oh, Bill, I know. Bill's thinking we could have had T.O. We could have had, all the legendary babies. Bill's into it. Bill.
Ronbo.
Yes.
I don't know what's up with BA's crying. I don't pay attention to crybabies. I was always taught when you, an adult, you cry, you go to the corner, and you get timed out.
They close the door. Exactly.
And the one in timeout, you don't pay attention to, just act like they don't exist, never even was there.
Yeah.
So I haven't paid attention much of BA, and you're right. Maybe we should have gotten who you just said and traded BA because he's looking like he's dramatic. I mean, when I met Trent Williams, he didn't act like that. I mean, he's one of the coolest dudes. You ever got that picture I sent you?
Wait, did you send it to my email?
Yeah, I sent it to your email. You never check it?
No, I will now. Bill, do you go by Bill on your email?
Yeah,
Okay,
check it out. Either check that out.
I'm going to check thoroughly. Okay. Yeah, hey, when did you send it, though? You must have sent it today or something?
I think Ronbo Sports.
Yeah. What day did you send that? I thought I went to my mail.
I'm about to find out. Let me look it up. I'm going to go Google it real quick. Let's do my Niners for Life profile. Give me a second. Let me look on my email. The Hollywood King. Let me see. Ronbo Sports. Let me see. Let me see that. Compose. I'm going to see.
Yeah, pretty elaborate email system.
But
okay, listen.
Okay, Ronbo Sports. And subject is hi, and I'll say hello. But maybe you might be able to find me. I send it right now. I'll send you a message. Check it out right now.
All right. Rumble Sports at Gmail, right?
You should see that, and I should have the picture with me and Trent on there. If not, we have to find a way to get that to you.
I got to see that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I got receipts. But like I said, BA is BA, and if he keeps acting this way, he's not going to make the 53-man roster. I promise you that.
Yeah, because this could lead to other things. BA's issues don't necessarily need to stop here. That's a scary thing. Now, he's had a couple other moments with Kyle. What's next is the thing, because they're ongoing. So
this is why we never got Antonio Brown. This is why we never got Odell Beckham Jr. This is why we never got some of the good receivers that could have panned out because
Odell
of their.
Yes, another guy.
Yeah, we didn't get him because it's not what Kyle wants. So I can tell you this right now, being the kind of guy that Kyle is, if you don't knock it off,
that's true.
We're going to have to talk about possible destinations for BA because if he wants traded, he's either going to end up a Brown, he's going to end up a Raider, or he's going to end up another one of the B-rated teams out there that ain't even good that has the number one draft pick offer.
No, Commanders. Hey, we could take McLaughlin. What's his name? Terry. Yeah. Anyway, that wide receiver that's disgruntled, I'll take him.
Right. We'll get somebody different. I mean, it's not that VA is not good. It's just his off-the-field crybaby issues.
He could play.
Right. It's his off-the-field issues, and that's what hurts a lot of players. That's why Antonio Brown, I think his name is not playing anymore.
Well,
yeah.
AB seriously does have some deep-seated problems. Actually, I think AB is actually clinical. I think he needs medication. You know, if he goes in for an examination, I think they would prescribe him something because he just goes crazy.
Well, whatever it is, he's probably at the last stages of his NFL career.
No, he's already out.
By his off-the-field issues
Maybe
that can end your career. Like that, like Reuben Foster, where's he at?
You know, Bill, you asked about that.
It was in your career.
I'll bet you ended up with that girl.
Yeah.
You know that lady that caused all that trouble? I bet him and her laid up together now. I bet you. I don't know where they could be living, but I mean, I bet you they ended up being together. You know, Reuben saying things like, "You know, baby, I lost my job because of you. I'm not able to do what I love to do. I ain't got no money. But you know what I do? I do love you." And you know what she's going to say? "Reuben, you know what? I got another man, and he in the NFL as well, and making way more money than you. I'm sorry." Reuben, you idiot. Reuben, why do we keep getting these kind of people? We don't keep getting them. We got a few, but not many.
Because imagine the duo if we had Reuben Foster, Bosa, and all the other guys that we had, we could have actually won a Super Bowl.
Oh.
If Reuben would have kept his stuff clean, you know?
Reuben,
This is the issue that is what we're talking about. Off the
and
ball,
Reuben,
off the
he
field
was good.
issues.
You're right. Reuben was good.
Bosa, Foster, and then you got, what was it? DeForest Buckner, all on the same team? Oh, that's nasty.
Hey, I want Warner and Reuben on the same team. That
If Reuben would have kept his nose clean, his promise would have been great. We would have had 3 or 4 Super Bowl rings guaranteed by now. But because of off the field issues, let this be for a message to BA, if you ever listen. Because yes, Ronbo, I did tell Trent Williams about your channel, so the players will be looking. So this is your message.
Thanks.
Get right, act right, and stop acting like a child. You're a grown man. You get $1 billion paycheck. Act like it.
Well, he's maybe after getting married and all, he'll somehow find his position somewhere in the middle mentally, because BA's. Oh, and I was at 49 Brian. Is that somebody brought up the point? He may think his career. You know what? He may be entertaining the possibility that he may not be able to be BA anymore. And so, therefore, he's starting to trip on his own. Nobody's bothering him, but he's tripping on his own, and he's actually acting out. I mean, that's it. All right, we'll give him the time.
I don't think. No. I think the fact is he thinks he's going to get somewhere better, but it's not. And Ron, I'll see you Sunday. Give me another shout out.
You can't do another. Hey, Bill, I'll give you feedback as soon as I see this photo. I can't wait to see it.
The man need to act like grown man.
Oh, please.
Peace out.
There you go. Night, Bill. And there's Eric. Eric.
Hey, man.
Eric. Oh, wait, Eric. I noticed you guys, did you just draft somebody named Derek? You drafted an edge rusher last year or year before that was pretty good?
You know, that sounds about right. And actually,
Derek Hall? What's that?
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Hey, you know what? I was going through the dailies and I saw that. I thought about you and I said, what is this? After 2 years, he's being labeled a potential bust. Didn't he have 8 sacks his first year? But I understand he doesn't stop the run very well. That is a league-wide problem. If he can rush the passer. Go ahead.
I was looking at the projected cuts today, like during the show here, and it looks like Eric Salvo, who played for you guys last year, is going to get cut by Seattle.
What's his name?
Titan Shout, SAUBELT.
Oh, Saubert. Saubert.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Might get cut.
They know already he's about to get cut. He was supposedly the best one we had in camp last year. That's why they kept him. I've always said the 49ers have zero luck with tight ends. If they finally get one, they get one of the best of all time. We were talking about that the other day. We've had some of the greatest tight ends in football history, but we can't find more than one at a time.
Definitely.
That's scary. So, yeah, I says, it's about a defensive end, so it is interesting. Nick Bosa is an anomaly. Nick can stop the run. And, of course, he can definitely put pressure on the quarterback. I understand the guy that you guys picked up a year before last, as far as your coach goes, if you're an edge rusher, you need to set the edge. I mean, that's really important. And actually, every team, if you're coming off the edge, you need to be able to stop the run. This is like, but you know what's happening, Eric? If I'm a kid coming into high school, even junior high school, I know how much money edge rushers. I think they're the second highest earning position on the field, right? All I do is try to get the quarterback. Guys running past you, I don't need to worry about him. I need to get the quarterback in order to get paid. You don't. He doesn't diversify his skills or anything like that. He just he can get that quarterback, but he can't set an edge. You can run all day on him, and that hurts the team badly. Hurt us on more than one occasion. So.
Yeah, now, what's going on with Brandon Aiyuk now?
I wish I knew. I thought that was the dust had already settled on this a few days ago. And then he goes out and tells people, he's like they're looking for sympathy for having worked so hard to get back here. And I mean, I'm laying up, I can't walk for weeks. I'm taking drugs. I can't even get out of bed. I'm peeing in a cup. Brandon, why do we need to know this? And they ain't trade me. Okay. Who said
they're not going to trade you? Of course they're not going to trade you, Drew. You're
can't
good.
trade him in. I can't
You're
trade
a great
him anyway.
player, Drew.
So, he's I guess he needs therapy. I mean, the 49ers probably should go ahead and pony up a couple of bucks and send somebody over to his place to just have a talk with him every once during the week. And the guy should come in and say, hey, listen, the 49ers sent me, can we talk a minute? I mean, I just want to come in and ease your mind about a few things and see what's on your mind and see if I can be of any help to you as far as some of the things that might be bothering you. I can see BA now. You think I got some kind of mental issue? No, that's not what I said. Brandon, but if you do think that way, mental illness is running rampant across America. You could be, and you not even know about it. As a professional, let me tell you, Brandon probably slammed the door in his face. So I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Hopefully he'll get better.
Yes.
Hopefully so. You guys don't have any psychos on your team, do you?
I hope that
what am I talking about?
DK games with you.
Yeah. Eric, say that. You're hoping for what? Say it again.
2 very good games versus you all.
Yeah.
And you all know me. If I come and if it wins San Francisco does beat Seattle, you guys know I'll be right here.
We know
you guys.
we know you're a down dude, Derek. And when you come and you win, we're going to be right here. The conversation will be civil. We'll act like, unlike BA, we'll act like adults when we're talking to each other. Not BA. Unlike Rams fans, we won't be in there talking trash and acting silly. Yep. They still know how to act.
Me.
So, yeah. Mike Wendy Jones, I like that. Well, you know what, though? They do, it's interesting when you do beat up on the Rams. And now, it used to be I didn't have one way. Well, actually, you know what's something funny, Eric? I always wanted to beat the Rams. But when you guys played, you guys were so tough, I was hoping the Rams would actually get past you so we could move up in the rankings. Now I don't care what the rankings are. Beat that hornhead's butt. God, I love that. So anyway.
Yeah.
I hope we had a great weekend. We're going to go, Eric. I'm going to go ahead. Finish
hey,
that,
can I get a shout? Is Bernie way back and actually get a shout out here?
Can say what?
Can I get a shout out? It just sounds fun.
Of course you can, because you're now a part of the brethren. Niners! But because he's a Seahawks fan, I have no shame and said, "Go Hawks!" That's you guys are saying. I already knew that. All right, Eric.
Have a good night, buddy.
You too. See you Sunday. You know where I got that from? Norm Cam. Norm me and Norm, I used to have conversations with him all the time. Norm was so civil, though. He asked me to be on his program a couple of times. And I never did go, but I mean, you know, at that time things were not civil between Hawks fans and 49er fans. So, but Norm, I don't even know. I haven't checked in on him in a long time. Hey, yo, Steven. Ian Sharp, you're right. The Eagles are the team.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Is it my birthday today?
Whose birthday?
It's my birthday. I said, is it my birthday today?
I don't know. Is it?
Feels like it's my birthday today, man. Because we're talking about the one thing I always talk about most. And
Our wide receivers.
finding a way to get Brandon Aiyuk to shut the fuck up.
I thought he was done.
I mean, really, bro. Nobody needed to know. That is useless information. Oh, I was hopped up on drugs and medication and, you know, I was in pain. I was laid up in bed, and you guys had me pissing in a cup, and you guys want to trade me? Like, bro, nobody cared to know. I want everyone on that team to show a hand if you wanted to know that knowledge. Please, anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, bro, like, shut up. You got your money. You didn't produce.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you were healthy, you didn't produce.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the
'Cause you
team
came
has
into
every
camp
right
late.
to want to trade you.
Yeah.
It's just business. It's just business. You show up to camp, not in uniform, disobedient, thinking you're irreplaceable, and then on top of that, during the preseason, you played maybe one snap and it wasn't good. You show up in regular season and couldn't catch a damn pass to save your life. It was like you forgot how to play your position, but then you get mad that the team wants to trade you because you got hurt. Yeah, bro, it's a business. You came in that room for negotiating and treated it as a business. Yeah, you showed up and you outside of it, you acted like a kid, but you were about business. So why can't the business do business on their behalf? So that's the honest to God truth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. You know, if like I agree with Tony. Tony is like my favorite person right now because Trent Williams, you can't get away with that. You can't talk down to Trent because he's irreplaceable. He is one of those unicorn players at a very critical position that you can't just be like, oh, yeah, we can drop you and move on to the next. No, he has his bragging rights because he has put in the work. He is a seasoned veteran at the best of his class in the best of his position.
Yeah.
You know, that's different. If Jerry Rice came in and came out of retirement and he was in his prime and was just like, yeah, I'm going to talk that shit because I am the shit, by all means, go ahead. If Chad Ochocinco said, hey, man, prime Chad Ochocinco said, oh, yeah, you know, I'm that shit, he is. Randy Moss,
but they would
thing.
not involve and make sure everybody has a say about. I think these guys sometimes are wanting the attention to say, "Yeah, you're a bad boy." I mean, you know, some guys do need their egos stroked. But I can't figure him out. It's not about him. Okay, if we're on the team, Steven, everybody we call him because we're concerned. I wonder if that is what he's trying. Is that his end game? Is that what he's trying to achieve? He wants Steven, Ronbo, and everybody else on the team. Hey, man, I heard about your situation, man. Listen, you got all the love in the world for me, man. I feel you on this, man. And listen, if you need anything, let me know, man. But I'll tell you right now, I talked to Coach, man. They ain't thinking about getting rid of you. So why don't you give it a rest? At least I need to make that call because he would be getting on my nerves. You know what I mean? As a teammate.
Well, no, because here's the thing. You can call, right? Okay, so everyone knows if you're a player and you got someone who's nothing but drama, you could be like, hey, you can call him, be like, hey, bro, you good? You good?
Yeah.
What's up? What's going on in your head? But that won't really matter unless you do it to their face. That's when it matters. That's when you get them to shut up.
That's a good point. So I got to drive over to the house.
Hey, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? You good? Even in the locker room, you can press them in the locker room, be like, hey, like, you all right? You good? You're acting mad weird. You all right? Where's your head at?
Don't do that. That might piss him off.
Well,
you just go ahead and act like you're real interested in his state of mind, and you let him talk, and then and see if you can help him out. Because I'd like to diffuse that situation with him, and again repeat to him, bruh, they ain't talking about trading you, man. What is it? They just waiting for you to get back.
Yeah, honestly, man, you know what I think it is? I swear to God, you know what I think it is? It's the fact that the 49ers was his childhood team, and it's not going out the way it planned out in his head. when he got signed.
Yeah.
Which is totally understandable. I'd be the same way. If I knew I was going to my childhood favorite team, a team that I was raised on, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to play for the Niners. I grew up with the Niners. I watched them every single game, every single snap. I molded myself after my idols. And my career on that team is not going out how it planned out. Oh, yeah, no, I'm in my head 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my head 24/7. But the issue with BA is he's in his head even before the injury. So I'm like, bro, what is it? You got your money. You got the publicity. You had a positive season. Granted, you know, what I say by luck, maybe like 1 or 2 catches. But what's the issue?
That's better than Debo.
What's the issue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, don't get me started on Debo. That's man. We gotta wait another show on that one. But that's because it's like no one else is complaining on the team the way he is. So it's like, what's the problem? Everyone got their bread. Everyone's eating good. The only person that we're really worried about signing next is, what was it? Who's next on the chopping block for signing? I forget.
I don't even. I hadn't
so
even
many
thought
things
about that.
happen.
Oh, Jawan Jennings.
Jawan Jennings, the workhorse for cheap. That's the real. That is the real like issue, man. If anyone should be kicking and screaming, it's JJ because he's getting paid.
And getting paid
Ronbo.
Peanuts as to what he should be getting paid. He signed last year. The 49ers were smart. They put him to a 15-point-something million deal over a 2-year period. And so he's getting 7-point-something a year. And he's worth way more than that.
Oh, yeah, he's worth way more. Ronbo, I would trade 3 of Brandon Aiyuk to get 1 Jawan Jennings.
He's a workhorse.
I'm serious.
He's a dog. I love him.
Because he has been crucial. 3rd and Juwan, that's not even a made-up name. That is a legit
That's
statement.
real.
When
Yes.
it's 3rd down and we need that first
Look
down
for
conversion,
him.
he's right there at the 10, just waiting. And he gets yards after carry.
Yeah.
But he's quiet. That's the thing. You don't hear about him talking about his personal life. You don't hear him making no ruckus. He got his deal. He got his bread. He moved on. He is quiet. He's about the work. And I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. You don't see him out in public, you know, doing publicity like George Kittle, you know, out there going to these events and having a good time with his friends and Kyle Juszczyk and shit. No, he is a family man.
Yeah.
Rambo, when I went to go see the game at Arizona when it was like 100 degrees and people were fainting and dropping like flies,
yeah.
I'll die by that jacket. But that's a different thing. I saw him pull up in the stadium with his wife and his kids, right?
Okay.
Locked in, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Everyone shouting his name. He was just, you know, like, I'm going to keep beelining it. I'm going to do my thing.
It's easy to appreciate a guy
Leaves
like
the game,
that.
Ronbo.
Steven.
Leaves the game in his car, watched him walk out,
Mm.
was like stoic, didn't say anything, looked at his daughter, did his thing, got in his car, waited for the fans, took off. Everyone else was like, oh, yeah, hey, you know, greeting the fans. Nah, bro.
And that's
That is
and looking forward to the next game. Steve, we got to go though. Listen, all you get back to them 2 little ones. I know they're waiting on you. You're not cooking tonight, are you? Anyway, I'm gonna.
No. We're at Walmart. They're waiting to get out the car.
All right. I'll see you Sunday, fam.
I'll see you Sunday, Ronbo.
Looking forward.
You have a
to
great
it.
night.
You too. All right, Steven. Always appreciate you. 49er Brian.
What it do, player? What it do?
Hey. And I noticed you cause I don't know how Tony forgot you. He always just said it was such feeling, that marvelous.
Well, hey,
past.
I'll
Tony, you forgot.
to the man down under, you know, because he's fighting that thunder down under.
You came up with that just now, didn't you? That was all right.
Yeah. But, Ronbo, I'm still recovering from that Metallica concert. I'm pretty sore still, man, but what a show.
Was it?
Levi Stadium looked beautiful, man. What a stadium.
You know, they don't have a lot of events like that, which is why Rudy's always talking about, you know, SoFi Stadium is like the second most expensive franchise or facility in the NFL. I said, Rudy, you know, You're in LA. You guys have a lot of events that come through there. It ain't all about the Rams. If it were,
No.
that would not, I mean, dude. Stop
They fly
lying.
people there to go to their games.
I know they gotta pay people to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams are happy with that situation because they know every team that the Rams play is going to bring thousands and thousands and thousands upon fans to watch the Rams get their ass kicked.
Well,
Yo,
Ronbo, I tried to recruit one of the guys from Metallica to be a Niner fan, but he just wasn't having it.
oh, you
So,
got to talk to the guys? Where's Metallica? Where
I
are
got
they
to
based?
I got to talk to James Hetfield, the
Right.
lead singer guitar player, for like
Damn.
5 seconds. I kept pointing at my Niner hat, and he kept looking at me funny because he's a Raider fan.
Oh!
I said, James, join the faithful. Come on, buddy, drop those Raiders.
I love it, Matty. That a
And he-
way to go. Brian, out there doing the 49ers work. Brian, where are they?
And I told him, I said, Ronbo, I told him, I said, James, you're in Niners house. Come on. You're a Giants fan, though, because
Is he?
Metallica always does, Metallica always does their 7th inning stretch thing every year for the baseball
and Tony
team.
says they're from NorCal anyway. You know what? As long as I've been paying attention, knowing about Metallica, I didn't really think about where they're from.
Actually, they're from L.A., but they moved to San Fran
Well, yeah.
later. So
The weather.
they're actually from L.A., but dude, he finally he put his finger up and like, I'll come back to you. So he came back to me, and I said,
You want to talk some ball? I love it.
Are you gonna join the faithful? Come on.
He probably wants to. Because I mean, well, I don't see the Chargers do, because the Rams are just that move they made to St. Louis. The Rams don't know it, but the people in Los Angeles are never going to forget that. And that's why they can't get the love they're trying to get, except for Rudy. Brian, did we lose Brian? Brian? I'll give you a chance to get back here. He said his leg, he was sore. Maybe he's laying down on the floor in a cramp. Have you ever had one of those cramps? All right. Yeah, but Brian, you've got to take a little more salt in and drink lots of water. You'll feel better in no time. But yeah, Metallica, they got to be right up there with some of the greatest. Who other than Metallica sticks out in your mind as far as U.S. metal bands? And Metallica, I've never really considered them. I gave them another genre of music. I didn't really know if I call them heavy metal because they seem to go in a direction that heavy metal couldn't define. So, I don't think Brian's going to make it back. Let's go to the next call. Tony Nagatani. All I know is when I worked on Metallica, behind the music, they identified as Northern Cal band, but that makes sense why Hatfield is a Raiders fan. Hey, Tony! Things you don't know about Tony, all right? All right. Hey, Tony now! Oh, Tony!
Aloha, Ronbo. How you doing today?
Aloha, Tony. Doing great, man. Because I didn't know I was going to be able to do this today, and I found myself in it. I'm just, I'm delighted.
Oh,
Tony.
Well, that's something we have in common. I didn't know I was going to be able to make it on. It's been a bit since I've come on your show, and
it has.
Sorry, but I've been absent.
No, life happens. I know how that goes. Sometimes I'm whining and kicking like a child because I got adult responsibilities that I can't get out of.
Yep.
God.
That's exactly right.
Hustle back in here. Tony, I thought I saw you in here. You know that I'm concerned about Brandon Aiyuk's mental state of mind and some of the antics that are going on with him. Tony, I mean, what do you think that's stemming from? Because the 49ers aren't dropping any breadcrumbs leading toward throwing him out, and he's just imagination's running wild. What the heck's going on with him?
Yeah, I look at Brandon Aiyuk from a 30,000-foot view and understanding that he himself is an elder Gen Z And at a time
Yeah.
when he was transitioning from college into the NFL world, he was dealing with COVID-19. And I think he's a little bit sensitive before that. And so, like that group of people missed out on some major, like life development because at a very important time for them, the world was on fire. And, so that all being said, COVID is now, all the restrictions are a thing of the past, all that sort of stuff. And he's 27 years old and he is very, very wealthy. And,
Yes.
and I think he needs to honestly like stop pouting and, become more of a professional or show himself to be more of a professional than he has really over the last 2 seasons. Because the thing about Aiyuk is that when he came out, he was a first round pick, obviously, but he was a good blocker. And he put pride into the intensity with which he would block. And that to me was, especially in a Kyle offense, is something that was like the hallmark definition of a professional wide receiver in a zone run blocking scheme is you are willing to go and block. And Aiyuk did so and did so well. So with him, my advice to BA, let your agent and publicist handle all of the interactions with the media, with the fans, with all that. Focus on football. Focus on getting that knee right, okay?
Yes.
If you want out of San Francisco, you can make that happen, and you can do it in an amicable way. Although I will say this, I looked at the contract, and the Niners are not going to trade Aiyuk anytime soon. It's too prohibitive. So, I mean, unless something drastic happens, like they are not gonna take out another, what was it, $40 million in dead money to get rid of him.
Number
So,
one issue, isn't it? Another
Yeah.
contract his size, the dead cap would be like a sledgehammer just coming down across, a giant sledgehammer coming down across the Santa Clara facility.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah, and also right after they paid Brock, so it just I don't see the math there. I really don't know why. I don't really know what's up with Brandon. I think he's sensitive and his feelings are probably a little bit hurt. But the best remedy for that is getting that knee right and getting back to playing football and showing that he can still be that number one wide receiver that he was, going in the 2023 season. So that's kind of what it is. And at the same time, he's under pressure because Kyle Shanahan has proven time and time again he knows how to draft and develop wide receivers. Besides Aiyuk, besides Jawan Jennings, I mean, he got production out of guys like Kendrick Bourne. Drafted
Even Debo,
Trent
he
Taylor
built a
before his
program
back.
for him. Yeah.
Debo, he built an offense around Debo's skill set. And so. And it's exciting because you look at the young guys coming up between Pearsall and Cowing and Watkins. If it's the same track record as before, like 2 out of those 3 guys are going to be hits. Richard James was good for the 49ers. These are all guys that Kyle was able to pick. So wide receiver is a good spot for the Niners.
And Richie, the only thing Richie couldn't do is just too light in the pants. Richie couldn't do a lot of blocking for you. But Jawan Jennings, a quintessential Kyle Shannon, here's a guy that worked hard. He didn't have a lot of leg speed, but he does all the other little intangibles that Kyle Shannon requires, and he did them well. And he has an attitude. I look at him as an enforcer on that field. I love that guy.
I think, I love Jawan Jennings too. I mean, he's not going to beat you with his speed, but he'll beat you, to the ball. He'll fight you for the ball, and he's third and Jawan. He is very clutch. And you got to remember, he was a 7th round draft pick who initially didn't make the team. So he had to claw his way back from the practice squad just to make the roster after, I think it was like a little bit of an injury.
Second year.
So first season, and then the second season he came back, and then he was the last wide receiver on the depth chart, and then things happened, and he has continued to grow. And by the way, 2 seasons ago when they extended him, that was the smartest thing that they did. They've needed him. But looking forward, given they paid Brock, given they have the Aiyuk contract, and given, I love Jawan, but I think Jawan Jennings is the new Kendrick Bourne, and I will be very happy for Jawan Jennings when he goes and signs a $15 million a year deal to go play in, I don't know, New England or something, and the 49ers return a 4th round compensatory pick in 2 years. That is an excellent return on investment on a 7th round draft pick. I know.
Telling me too soon, Tony. I don't want to.
We have him this year, though, Ronbo.
I'm gonna be crushed.
We have him this year, Ronbo. We have him this year. and we're going to enjoy every snap of him this year. So
yeah, you're right. I mean, how much? You just can't keep paying these huge contracts, or else you can't. You'll have no depth.
Yep. Unless something does happen with Aiyuk, but even then, when they do that, I mean, the dead money on that Aiyuk contract would
cost
make
more
it
than
even
him.
more prohibitive to keep Juwan. And at the same time, Juwan is excellent. He's great for us to watch. He's a great security blanket for Brock Purdy. But at the same time, his skill set is replaceable. And Kyle Shanahan has proven that he can find those wide receivers just like he did with Juwan Jennings before. So it's love the guy, much respect, but one more season.
And Tony, we love you, man. I'll tell you what, we got to go now and let you get back on. And Tony was kayaking before he came in. I just know it.
Just came back from Passcode, Ronbo. Anyway.
All right. Tony, you just have a great night. And I'll see you Sunday if you got some time. Hopefully you do.
Do my best, Ronbo. Aloha.
Bye, Tony. Aloha. So there's Brian part 2 as he got dropped. Brian.
We're having a really bad thunderstorm here, man. It's crazy.
Did it cut your service?
No.
It's that hard, huh?
Oh yeah. Power went out for a minute. Wow. That's crazy. But I'll be quick. So this stuff with BA. Ronbo, have you ever had a major injury in your life?
Yeah, I remember Cynthia Coleman was the first girl I fell in love with in high school. And one of the guys on my team picked her off, and there I was left there, just a pile of Ronbo on the ground. You could put me into a bowl.
Oh my God!
Put it in a fridge. That was the biggest injury I've ever had there at that time. Yeah.
Well, So how did you deal with that? I mean, like, it was pretty traumatic, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I contemplated finding another girlfriend, and that's all I needed to do.
Yeah.
You know, I know what you mean, though. Brian, paint that picture, though. You're talking about when you get an injury, mentally it can start doing weird things to you. Is that where you're going with this? Because I think that's what you're talking about, aren't you?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of NFL players go through it. They do the rehab for a year. They train hard. They do everything they're supposed to do to try and get better to get on the team. And, you know, they hear all this grief, especially if it's a guy that just got signed for millions of dollars. And they hear it every day, and then it starts getting in their head, and they start acting funny. And I hate to bring up names, but Antonio Brown kind of reminds me of this, you know, what he was doing, you know?
The extreme.
And I don't want it to get that bad with BA. If BA would stop acting like a child and talk to somebody, you know, because I'll just tell you right now, I broke my back in 2006.
Ooh.
And, you know, when you have a traumatic injury like BA or break a back, it immediately goes through your head like, hey, am I going to be able to come back from this or play again? Because, you know, and that gets to you after a while, after you do all the rehab and you don't know what you're going to do with your life if you can't go back to what you were doing before. Or,
imagine it does.
You know, and then not to mention you got everybody hating on you 24/7. If I was his wife,
you couldn't get any. I mean, you couldn't get any. People were acting nasty towards you. I mean, no.
Well, yeah, I got it from doctors, you know, because I did it like about a year of rehab for the back, and my back just wasn't responding.
Oh.
So I from what I hear, BA's doing quite well with his rehab. That's what I've been hearing.
Oh yeah, I saw him on a clip. He was running up and down the field. He didn't look like he was struggling.
Playing basketball. I seen him play shooting hoops and stuff.
Well, that's
that's
not a good idea, but yeah.
If I was his wife, I would make him shut off his social media and stop listening to all the stupid shit. And you know, he just needs to go for a jog out in Montana and just get some fresh air and get away from the madness and just work on himself. You know. And
I see what you're saying. He's dwelling too much on misery. Stupid. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Part of me wants to hope he comes back, but I don't know, Ronbo. If he doesn't keep his head on straight, and you know, I'm hoping he doesn't get in trouble with the law, because the Niners aren't going to put up with that. You know, if he starts doing silly stuff. Because
he's
this
got a
is
family
sounding
now.
eerily familiar, Ronbo.
Yeah.
So, when I've noticed though over the last few years, whenever the Niners have a disgruntled player, they usually don't put up with it for very long.
Well, because you can't.
So
you've got a business to run. You can't. I mean, it's just it's unfortunate because I think sometimes you do that to a player and it sends them over the edge even further than it was. Because now, like you're saying, when you're injured, you get so there's some hatred and unpleasantries going on during that from others, and that's not conducive for a person to rehab and come out a whole person again. This is why I worry about people with mental issues. That they don't really
if I'm the Niners, if I'm the 49ers, I get his butt on the field as fast as humanly possible. Get him on the field for a few plays a game or whatever you got to do. And if he's not at the caliber they want him, you got to get it. You got to ship him. He's got to go.
Well,
I mean,
remember,
it's bad. I mean,
a deal like Tony pointed out, contract-wise.
I know it won't be easy.
Yeah, so
it's not going to be easy.
Brian,
let's hope for positivity, though. I'm hoping that. I'm hoping he pulls his head out of his butt and starts acting like the player that we all want him to be. But
hopefully.
We'll see. And I hope he's not talking to Debo on the phone about any of this. That'll be even worse.
The root of all evil. Right, we gotta go. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good night. I love you all. Take care. I'll see you later.
All right. Looking forward to it. See, you never know when you're talking to somebody that Brian went through such a traumatic experience and physical as well, beyond traumatic. Can you imagine? A year in rehab. Wow. And you probably start to doubt, like he said, that's such a terrible thing. You can have a breakdown doing that. Hey, Jamel. Oh, JJJ.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jamel,
I forgot which caller mentioned, he had just went to a Metallica concert.
Metallica, concert. I think that was Brian.
Brian, okay. Well, he said he was trying to find out who is the equivalent to Metallica, what other rock group is equivalent to them.
They could give you 10 and 15-minute tracks. I mean, that's...
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking Queen.
AOR? Huh? Is it who?
Queen.
Yeah.
Queen, yeah.
Kind of.
I'm kind of seeing that. But you know what I mean? They're not too hard.
Yeah, Queen's not... Yeah. Yeah, Metallica's not going to give you raging. They're not... You don't have a shredder in Metallica that's just going to go nuts. Like, even the guy in Queen's a little more. Metallica gives you this. They're like the classical. If you could put this into a term, classical music of rock. That's a category. If I was going to make up because they're not having. You don't get a lot of that with Metallica. They hit riffs, but it's still something you can sit back comfortably and enjoy. So yeah.
Yeah. So on to this diva we got over here. I don't know what the problem is. This boy going through cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I thought about that, Jamel. I thought,
oh my God.
BA, are you doing drugs? Because, man, you ain't. The things you say and do ain't making no sense. And you got anger and rage behind it. Usually when you do mind-altering things, it'll take you toward your real self. If you're a person that's like that, it'll come out, whatever kind of way you are. Mm-hmm. And BA is an angry man.
And I don't know why. I said this man, if he was stable mentally right now, he would just be working on his skill, his game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, you ain't did a third of the work T.O. did, and T.O. was a diva. You ain't get the work that Ocho Cinco did, and he was a diva for the Bengals. So I was like, what is your problem?
And don't even talk about Jerry Rice comparisons, you know. So there's a lot
my God.
a lot of players. BA needs to check himself. And for that reason, as you mentioned too, come on, you ain't the first guy to play wide receiver and do a good job. And we ain't gonna be worshiping a guy that's standing around complaining and moaning and groaning at a constant rate.
Right.
I mean, we get it. You're hurt. Get better.
Yeah, because I mean, even though he was acting up. I mean, you keep on. I mean, those rumors gonna be a reality, Brandon. That they are, because same thing happened to T.O. And as great as he was, we ended up trading him to Dallas. He ended up in Philly. From Philly to Cincinnati to the Bills. They shipped your butt after that.
Man,
but
I was sick when he went to Dallas. I said, "Oh man, not Dallas."
Yeah, I know, man. I can stand it.
Oh,
yep. Man, but anyway, yeah, I don't know what he probably means. I hope he needs therapy or something. No, maybe something that we can get a pass of the hands on.
Yeah, and I hope the 49ers recognize that possibility and adhere to it. Don't let him just sit there and do that. That's why I was asking earlier. I said, Steve, I mean, I think some of the guys ought to ride on over to the house and bring the pizza in, sit down, and just hang out. You know, let BA know. BA, come on, man. Yeah. We're off now. We got a few weeks to go, man. Let's just hang out, train together. You're doing all right, man. You're going to be with us until next year. We're going to win that Super Bowl. Come on, man.
Right. I don't know what he's looking at. The rookies ain't proved nothing yet. So, they looking good on paper and they looking good in practice and all that stuff, but they ain't getting nothing yet. So, I don't know what he's tripping out for. Right.
I mean, we like it. We like Watkins. He looking good. He's going to be part of the team. He's going to be depth. All right? Nobody taking your job. You already proved who you are.
Right.
Believe in yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, Jamel, could BA's own confidence be shaken? But I still don't get it. You've achieved at a very high level.
Yeah, it could be that, but I just think you just need to just spend some time and just chill, man. Get yourself together. Say, we ain't nobody out to get you. I mean, these rookies are out to get a job. That's gonna be because ain't no job safe. Everybody's trying to get a spot. So I mean,
of course.
Go out there and bust your behind
and show them who Brandon Aiyuk is. That's all you need to do.
Yep.
I just say, I hope he just stays off his channel talking about the things he's going through. I mean, it's so. I mean, because Jamel, I mean, it's not helping anything. So why continue to do it?
Exactly. I can't answer that for him. He will have to figure it out for himself. But well, I don't know.
Let's wish him luck, because I'm starting to feel a little sympathetic toward him. I mean, he made me mad before he signed his contract. And like a lot of us, Jamel, I think most of us didn't want him to get paid at one point. He made me so mad. I said, baby, why don't you just, what about that contract you just cannot stand? Anyway.
Right.
Well, Jamel, glad to hear from you, Jamel, as usual. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to look for you Sunday. This is what we're here. That's 2 times in a row, Jay. What's going on here, man?
I know.
Yeah.
Yay, good for me.
Right. I hope you're coming along pretty well, too. I'm looking forward to that.
I am.
More pictures from you, too. All right.
Yeah, I am.
All right, fam. Great. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, man. Right. I'll see you Sunday.
Night, Jamel.
Yep.
Hey, Michael, yes, Mike, get in here, man. We've been worried about you. We heard about you.
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going, buddy? Did you tell you what happened when I was eating?
Yes. Oh, you were eating something.
I was choking. I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was going down. Like I was turning. They call me purple. Like I don't know if it's the rice or what. Every time I eat rice or something, I don't know if it's Amy, talked to my mother, and she was like, that doesn't sound right. Why is my man, when he was eating Chinese food, my daughter found him on the ground, like, purple. Like, not like purple, but, like, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, because Michael, rice.
Like,
yeah, because it's not like a big chunk of, you're not eating a steak or something like that. So that's really.
No. Now, I can understand. If I was allergic to peanut butter. People are allergic to peanuts.
Oh, anaphylactic. Reaction. That's scary.
It's like, but it's something about Chinese food with rice.
No, they do use peanut oil in cook. Have you had peanuts before though, right?
I never had the reaction. Well,
no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You never had reaction. Yeah, no, you'd know if you were anaphylactic reactor. You'd know, because I've seen people have that. I see a person had that right in front of me. Scared me so bad I was, whoa. And then we found out as he went to the hospital. Oh, and you know what? It's the same thing you're talking about. We have a Chinese food. They were using a peanut-based oil to cook with because it adds flavor.
It could be the rice too. Could be that too. It could be the rice. I mean, the last time this happened, when I was in high school during football season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I ate something, and then boom. But thank God, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you had a reaction.
I said, "Oh my God,"
because rice isn't going to choke anybody out. Yeah, that's just the grains are too small. It's too soft. It should be able to just swallow it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get choked on a grain. I mean, unless you put a bowl in your mouth at the same time.
Yeah. But no, a lot of people. And plus, I was finished watching the NBA draft tonight. The NBA draft was round 1 tonight. So
did the Mavs pick up that kid?
Yep.
Yeah.
From Duke.
Okay. Yeah.
No, there's some of the guys I recognize. Some of the guys on the top, because you watch like Duke, UConn, and some of the schools. Some of the guys I recognize.
Like football,
but like
too many schools.
Too many, too many. And I can't wait for football. I know everybody's here, can't wait. I know Nikita can't wait for the preseason start. Because remember, we're almost near July.
Yeah.
We're getting close.
Hall of Fame game
I think
coming up.
Start, right?
Yeah.
Who's playing the Hall of Fame? I'm trying to figure out who's playing this year for the Hall of Fame game. You guys know?
I don't know, but I don't care. I'm going to watch. Just because
I'm gonna watch.
You can't wait for football. I don't care who's playing. Yeah.
No, you can put in the chat. Somebody must know. Because if they got the preseason schedule out, they should. You know what I mean?
They probably put that schedule. Come to think of it, you're right. Because teams need to know before now.
Yes. Because remember, preseason's coming around the corner. August, like end of August, they start. August they start. So I mean, that's a good question. Who's playing first game preseason? Hall of Fame.
Usually it's just an exhibition. It's not really a game. Nobody's playing that's going to be playing in regular season. But it's fun to watch. Yeah.
Oh, no, I love it. I can't wait to see the 49ers in preseason. All the different quarterbacks, all these players out there, rookies, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's where you can see, how sound. Yep.
I just want to see somebody hit somebody.
Hit someone. Hit him so hard. I want him to hit him so hard they'll send him back to the planet Mars.
Mike, we're very sick. You love watching violence. Yeah. This goes back a long way with me too. I used to love to watch guys writhing in pain. Even when I studied martial arts, when we got hit, I didn't think it was funny when I got decked, but watching somebody else rolling around in pain, for some reason I was always amused by that. As long as they didn't die.
With the Brandon Aiyuk drama, that's what I'm worried about with Brandon Aiyuk. If he's going to cause drama, that's what I'm worried about. He needs to grow up. Send the Italian mafia over to his house. They'll scare him.
Give an offer he can't refuse.
Trust me.
I don't remember anybody doing this.
He might look his way out the door. What?
I've just never seen a person act this way. And no football player has ever sat around whining and moaning about his pain and what he's going through, and they're not trading me.
I bet he's like a little baby. He's like a kid. I wonder if he's a kid in a man's body. Still got a kid's brain.
Yeah, no, really.
Mama.
That's immature of him for sure.
Like a kid.
Yeah.
Give him a sucker. That's what I give him. Or Binky. Your Binky on the Binky.
I mean, it reminds me of that song. Give him an all-day sucker.
I would never act like that. I would never act like them, man.
I know, right?
Be proud.
It's kind of embarrassing. And you put it out there where I can see.
Makes the 49ers owners look like we're running a daycare.
or evil people. Somebody on the outside would think that it's the 49ers' fault for mistreating him, making him act like that. Nobody's making him act like that.
No. Nope, it's him. He's the big baby of the organization. He's the crybaby. Send him away. If you're acting like that, send him away. Trade him. You can get a good package with him. You can get something from him.
Well, the thing is, the 49ers are paying more dead cap money this year than I've ever seen any team play. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, how much did the Broncos play in dead cap last year? It was some incredible amount of money.
And that's a good team to watch out for, too, is Denver. Watch out for them this year.
Yeah.
Broncos.
Didn't the Broncos pay about $90 million in dead cap last year?
I think they did. I got to look that up.
I think, didn't we surpass that this year?
We might.
Maybe not, but the thing is, how we had any money left in the cap, it just goes to show the front office has some real geniuses in it. I don't know how they pulled that off. And they knew in advance that was going to be the case.
Oh, July 18th to the 22nd or 20th. Guys, you can watch girls football. They're going to be on TV, ESPN. They're going to have girls football. They got teams from Atlanta, Tennessee. They got like the NFL. I saw that on ESPN tonight.
But
I think it's July 18th to the 22nd.
Michael, I used to watch them because they used to wear those little skimpy outfits. Are they still wearing those? Which I could not understand why girls would wear those little skimpy outfits for playing football and hitting the dirt like that.
I think they hit harder than Rudy's Rams. Hey, if they hit hard, we can bring them on. They can knock out Rudy's Rams right out. They could probably knock out Rudy.
Hey,
those girls are built.
I'll bet you.
Those girls are built.
I mean, some women can play with guys. You look at Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. If I was an NBA owner, I'd explore that possibility. She probably wants to stay in her league, but still.
How about Reggie Miller's sister? She's way better than her brother. Reggie Miller's sister is way better.
Oh, yeah. Than Caitlin Clark? Listen, Caitlin Clark throws out. She's a pure shooter.
Better than her brother. Oh, she's good from Iowa? Yeah. Oh, but you see, a lot of guys are doing dirty plays on her, too. They punch her, they poke her. Yeah, they play dirty against her. Whew. That's not right.
We got to go, Mike. I'm going to see you Sunday, though, huh?
Sunday. Yeah. Shout out to all my 49 friends. Tony Wright, 49 Brian, Eric. We can't wait for week 1, baby. Doesn't matter, win or lose.
And just have soup.
We're still family.
Just have soup for dinner, okay?
I'll shake your hands right in the middle of the 50-yard line. I'll shake your hand, give you the hug. Rams, I'll throw you off to the streets. And Ronbo, see you soon, buddy.
Night, Michael. Papa J, get in here, man.
Oh, am I in here? Am I in here right now?
Papa J, what's up, fam?
Ronbo! What's up, homie? Can you see me?
Okay, see me, hear
there I am. All right, cool.
That's that song. Papa, I can see you, man. You wearing a black cap with the SF on the top, and you got a red jersey. I can't read that. I see. What does that say on the front?
Always looking pretty.
Always. You're not Marketing Pro, because I see you going after Marketing Pro. Now, Marketing Pro is still walking around saying things like Rudy, which I love putting him in his place on X. Yeah, we're big bro now. Listen, here you go. Papa, you got 2 trophies, and you're calling a team that's got 5 trophies, and your expiration dates don't mean squat to anybody but you. You got to call us little bro, and you got 3 trophies to go? And always talking about, you guys haven't got a modern day trophy. What does that say about the Rams? And all those years, Papa J, 30 years I like to count, they've still not closed the gap. I love when they embarrass themselves with that.
They're still working on the first hand. We're working on the second hand for the rings.
There it is.
Let's start out that way. But they want to include like championships from what, like 1830 something or something, like when
Jim Thorpe was still playing.
Going on. Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah.
You know what? This math. This math is Terrence Howard math. It just doesn't make sense.
They want to be so good.
They want to be. You said the right word. They want to be.
Oh, they really do. Oh, it's killing them.
So bad. They want to be so bad. They got Jimmy G. Oh, my God.
They thought that was a formula that we used.
They use
I was surprised they didn't call Joe Montana.
Amen, brother. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, help him, Lord. Please help him. Bob, I haven't said I'm hoping they win one more time, just so when Rudy gets to the pearly gates, the good Lord looks at him and he can say things like, "Well, we finally got a third trophy. It took 90 years, but we did."
Man, he ain't even getting to the escalators to get to the pearly gates. What are you talking? It's not even possible.
So, we got every now and then you got to feel sorry for them. They want to be good so bad, and they've even resorted to calling us little brother. And who sells out their stadium? Not them. It's us. Our people fill up their stadium.
It's by the grace of the 49ers they get money off the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It's by the grace of the Niners, the Niner fans,
And other teams, Raider fans, they don't play the Raiders very often, but you can't find a seat. When the 49ers play the Rams, you can't find a Rams seat. And when the Raiders play the Rams, that's got to be a joke. There must be 10, maybe 15 Rams in there if there's a seat left for them.
Hey, you know what? Maybe if the Rams moved over to the A stadium, like the A stadium, the minor league, maybe they'll fill up the seats then. But hey, it's just a thought. Maybe Sacramento could be your next spot.
Papa J trying to help.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to do God's work over here.
DJ, hey, before we run out of time, give me some of your thoughts on Brandon Aiyuk and his behavior lately.
All right, so this is my thought on Brandon Aiyuk. Here's like 49er Brian said, Papa J speaking, all right? Whatever you have your heart filled with that's what you spew out of your mouth. So if you have a lot of hate in your heart, that's what you're going to spew out. But whatever you feel in your heart is whatever you intake. So this is what I'm saying, that this is what happened with Brandon Aiyuk. He was intaking a lot of media, and worst of all, but he was intaking a lot of Deebo Samuel influence. And that was a lot of negative influence. That Deebo Samuel was more flashy, more look at me, and this is what I deserve, and this is what he was intaking. I mean, Deebo Samuel told him not to go to Washington Redskins. Where is Deebo Samuel's now?
That's true. Deebo did suggest he not do that. That's right.
And when you have your heart filled with an influence that is not for the better for you or your family, you're still going to spew that out of your life. And Brandon, if you're listening, because I know you're listening to the Ronbo show, I know you stick around to listen to the Ronbo show. Let me tell you, put your heart where your family is. Put your heart on the good things and the positive side.
Yes.
And things are going to look. Put your heart. Put God in your heart.
Yes.
Instead of Deebo, and things were going to work out much better. When it comes to money, it doesn't say in Deebo we trust. It says in God we trust. All right. You want to get that paper? Read what it says on the paper. It says God we trust. So that's my spew on that.
It was well received. Because, Bobby, I love it because he needs to have a sense of humor. Brandon, you're one of the best in the league when you're healthy. What are you afraid of? You can you imagine? And this goes back to junior high school and high school. Can you imagine, Papa J? Because, those are like rumor mills. By the time you get into high school, you'll hear from your bro, hey, man, you know what? I heard blah, blah, blah. What? No, for real?
Yes.
I think this is Brandon. I mean, he just eats things up that aren't even real. Look into it. See if it's real. Nobody said anything about trading you. Oh.
And the only people that are saying that is media people. And let me tell you, Grant Cohn is the devil of media, all right? And he's trying to push those buttons. But you know how do you respond to that? Hey, give him some love. Say, hey, you know what, whatever, dude.
Yeah, that's all it takes, Papa
Yeah,
J.
yeah, sure. Maybe you want to stick in the locker room, come over here and look at mine. Whatever Grant's thing is, you know, whatever pleases him, you know?
I need to come to your show and let you do a whole thing, but we got to go, fam. I'm going to see you Sunday, I hope. I'm loving you get in here. We don't get you in there enough, all right?
I got to make it a point to do this more often. I love you, Ronbo. I love production. 49er Brian Media, Maddie, Michael, and Nikita, and Eric, and y'all, my fam, and many, many, many more. You guys are awesome. But number one, you, Ronbo. You're the best, brother.
Hey,
you're the best.
And we love you back, especially me, fam. I say, Bob, I'll see you Sunday. All right, fam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Much love.
Night, Papa.
Take care.
That's a sense of humor. Hey, Tony, ATL.
Evening. How you doing, sir?
Oh, man, I have to get through talking to Papa. Doing great, man. The guy's outrageous. I love it. he
I'm glad you found a way to squeeze in this week.
Yeah. I couldn't get here fast enough.
What's the problem with Brandon Aiyuk? He wants to get traded.
I mean, man, here's a guy that's sitting. You know how many people would just. He's like one of the most privileged people on the world to be able to play a game you love to play, and get paid a fortune, and you find a way to hunt down misery, cultivate it. I mean, we know you got hurt, but people get hurt all the time, Tony. You'll get over it. Modern medicine will bring you back.
Get back into that lineup. Sounds like he's a little insecure.
Yes.
You want your team better. We got Cowings. We got the rookie receiver from you guys from Ole Miss. You want a stronger receiving core. There's no reason for him to get down on them or on himself.
And assuming things. Nobody said you were getting traded. They made a point to let you know, wasn't it?
You should see what's going on in Atlanta, man, with our defense, man.
Oh, just about every team in the league has got, but competition.
We're going to lose some good players, too.
Are you? Who? There was some. You had a player in the news.
You got Mike Hughes, the former first-round pick, who's the number 2. He's playing. We got D. Alford, who was our starting nickel the last 2 years. Clark Phillips, the kid from Utah, who was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year in 2022. He's our number 3 corner, and he could play nickel. Plus, we got that Kobe Bryant kid, undrafted free agent. So we got some decisions to make. We got all those edge rushers now. We're going to lose a couple guys because of the numbers game.
Where did Kobe play last year? Was he with the Hawks?
Kansas, the University of Kansas.
Oh, no, he just drafted him.
Your guy Pooney.
Okay.
Your guard.
Yeah.
They played together at Kansas.
You know, really funny because
a lot of people. Kobe Bryant had some off-the-field issues. Is the reason why he didn't get drafted, from what I heard. But he's one of the 20 best corners in their draft, so he's top 20, like between 10 and 20.
Isn't it amazing? You're going to be a great football player if you behave yourself, keep your nose clean. You should realize that a couple of years before you go into the draft, that maybe I need to clean my act up. If you are being an idiot and a bad citizen, then fix it. Because you look at Shador over in Cincinnati. Have you heard anything about him getting paid yet? I'm not sure. I mean, the edge rusher the Bengals just picked up. His name isn't Shador.
No, I haven't heard anything. But Ronbo, Cincinnati's playing hardball with their claws and all that. But they got a right to do it if they want to. But I don't know how that's going to play. I want them to sign Hendrickson like yesterday.
Well, he should have signed him and not you don't need to draft a first-round pick. A first-round draft pick in the draft, a first-round pick costs a lot of money. And you didn't even take care of Hendrickson. That's a bad organization, Tony. They really do need to sell it. They just don't know what they're doing.
You called that, Ronbo. You talking about how to run an organization.
They don't.
And how you going to pay Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and now you don't have no money for Hendrickson. You called that.
And you already paid Burrow, so...
Yep, he's already paid.
You got no money for any depth. You can't
Mike
even
Brown.
bring- you
Mike
can't even
Brown's
just-
been this way.
Oh my
I remember
God.
back in the day with Carl Pickens in the 90s. And,
Bengals fans.
Mike Brown's just Mike Brown.
Can you imagine if you were a Bengals fan and you sit there and watch this horror of a show unfold at the same time every year? And they start out for the last few years, they've got a team that should be competing for the Super Bowl. They start out 1-4. They dig a hole and they start talking about, well, if the Bengals can just stay hot, they could get in as a wild card. I was, I got T. Higgins and Jordan. I mean, how do you guys? Burrows is one of the better quarterbacks in the game. How do you guys? Is there an explanation to offer for what happens to you in the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season to explain how you fail like this every goddamn year, except for the one that you?
I think they're going to be all right, though. I really do. They got enough talent. They got some other guys like Joseph Osai, who he's their backup defensive end. He had 6.5 sacks the last 6 games of the year when they were trying to. He played with Charles Omenihu at Texas, by the way. Joseph Osai.
I miss him. We're both the Omenihu fans. That's right.
Yeah, I wanted Omenihu on the Falcons. Of course, we didn't draft him, so.
And we had him and couldn't keep him.
I hope we don't play the
expensive.
Bears. I got to look at my schedule because Grady Jarrett is playing next to I forgot that guy's name. The defensive end who used to be a Washington, playing right next to him.
Oh, God, I can't. You just drafted him, right?
No, I was talking about Grady Jarrett. We had
who'd you just draft?
The defensive end that Washington drafted, and he ended up leaving free agency with the long arms.
Okay.
Free agency.
Okay. Washington had him.
I can't think of his name right now.
I know you're talking about too. Because Washington had 4 first
Montez
round.
Sweat.
Yeah,
Montez
Sweat. Sweat looked like a monster last year with the Eagles. I could not understand.
I'm telling you, the Bears are going to be improved. I don't know how much improved. For some reason, Ronbo, because all 4 teams in the NFC North are good now. But for some reason, I think Minnesota's going to take a step back. Ronbo, I'm just not sold on J.J. McCarthy. I didn't like him in college, and I'm not sold on him now.
I mean, I the thing is that, like you say, he wasn't about the team. The team was about holding JJ up. I mean, from what I heard, we'll see.
He's got a bunch of weapons. Can he do it? Can he pull the trigger? Can he lead them?
Man, and you know what, Tony? You mentioned that. If things look bad this year, how old is Jordan Jefferson?
Not old. He's not about 24, 25, 26,
okay, so
something like that.
He might not be talking about I need to trade because ain't nothing going on here. Because you know how
and
wide
plus
receivers
they paid
are.
him. Remember, they paid him 2 years ago too.
That's right. He paid. But you know how wide receivers, they don't have time. If you suck as an organization, they're going to be the first ones to start screaming, well, I need to be traded. Okay. What's the problem?
I've been hearing some Lamar Jackson rumblings about he's blaming the organization for him not having good wide receivers, even though he got 2 first-round picks, former first-round picks on the team. Now they got DeAndre Hopkins. You know, he's blaming them for him not getting to the Super Bowl. No, your total team wasn't good enough to get to the Super Bowl.
He had a great.
Remember, that Baltimore Ravens defense, their secondary has been terrible the last 2 years.
Yeah. So, you know, I hate that kind of team.
Good defense, but not in the secondary.
You're not going to
to
win. You've got to have a defense. The Chiefs, back when they were winning, they're the only team in the league that I said, you know, the Chiefs get away with that defense because their offense is going to be in the 30s before they leave the field. But that's going to get old, and it finally did. So, you know.
I really like the Chargers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers came out of the AFC this year.
Would that be great?
I say either the Chargers, Bengals, and don't forget Buffalo. I'm not going to count them out either.
You can never count Buffalo out as long as Allen's over there. But yeah, because that's a one-man offensive.
And I like the Niners. I think y'all can go to the Super Bowl whether y'all do or not. If you can get past Philly, because Detroit. The Ronbo, you and I, we football guys. We both know this. Detroit's defense is good. They got Hutchinson back.
Yeah.
But have they fixed that secondary? Remember how Washington torched that secondary?
Yeah, I know. Tony, we're going to run
Gotta
the
fix
clock.
that secondary.
It doesn't take long with me and you run that clock. Listen, Tony, we got to go. And I'll be looking for you on Sunday. And because I was going to ask you about Shador, but let's save it for Sunday. All right? I'll see you then, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're saving for Sunday. And we're getting close, Ronbo. We're going through a little withdrawal, getting close. Training camps right around the corner. Hopefully everybody's taking their vacations and get ready to come and go to work. Brandon Aiyuk, go to work. If you're listening to this chat, go to work and stop talking. Go to work.
Night, Tony. Always appreciate you.
I'll see you Sunday,
see you
sir.
Sunday. Looking forward to it. Now, Ellis, for the last 2 times, he's been so... Fernando Bryan says, Pope Papa J, Pope Leo. Papa J, we would order you a new name. It is the Pope. Hey, Ellis, the man was running 3 different ball clubs, all with his one body. Ellis. This happened. Oh, there he is. There he is. We got him this time. Ellis, talk to us, man, because I've been worried about you, man. I was thinking, Ellis, from the time the day starts, I don't know, Ellis has got 3 ball clubs now. And I don't know how many assistants he's got working with him. But Ellis is like, boy, he's got to be out there yelling and screaming his head off. No. Run it back. Wait, I'll be right back. And you got to go over to the other club. Ellis, that's great, man. I'm impressed.
Man, we just got home from Johnny's travel ball practice, our softballs, which is a lot more competitive. Yeah. And their practices are like 3 hours.
Ooh, it's serious.
Their practices are like 3 hours long. Yeah, man.
They must be winning.
This shit is crazy. Tournament days are like 6-7 hours. They play 3 games every weekend, sometimes even 4, depending on how many they win. So it's like it's an all day thing, man.
See, I like that kind of program because it keeps
5
kids,
to 7 hours out.
It builds, it mentally, it's a great thing to have. I attribute sports from junior high school and high school to actually forming me into the individual I am. I felt like I was pretty well adjusted compared to some people I know that wasn't playing no ball or doing anything. So, it's a good thing, actually. So that's great.
Absolutely. No, and I say that all the time, exactly what you just said. Playing sports for all the years that I had have competitively and, just consistently, it gives you something to, focus in and obsess over, you know what I mean? Something healthy and positive to obsess over. If you're not obsessed, then your success will, that you have when playing those sports will dictate, you know what I mean? That
absolutely
let you know if you're meant for it. But yeah, man, so
it's a parallel to your life.
Burnt out. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy, man? I got my whole Saturday is going to be taken over. I got Josh got a baseball game. Z has a t-ball game. Maya's got a softball game in the morning, right? Yeah. And then Ijani's I got 6 or 7 hours of softball with Ijani that same day after that. So it'll be from 6:30 a.m. when I get up until probably 9 p.m. I'll be doing that.
And you're loving it.
Yeah,
you're loving it. I know you're loving it.
Yeah, man. I love it. I love it, man. I love it, honestly. I like the downtime. I like to have a little relaxation, do something fun with them. But these are moments I wouldn't trade for anything else. So man, I'm just thankful.
A little league.
Where we at, though?
When I had the kids, I used to love after we got through working out or after a game or something, go to the pizza shop and sitting there and they'd all, hey coach, can we have a beer? Yeah, you can have a beer when you get older. Okay, don't ask me again. God, kids love the lump so much. Hey.
Yeah, man.
It's about BA, and we're talking about being well-adjusted. And I know BA played ball all his life. BA is just acting like a little biatch, BA. Nobody's
BA
picking on you.
BS.
We all feel bad about what you're going through. Ain't nobody trying to trade you, man. God. What's wrong with him, Ellis?
BA on BS. That's what's wrong with him. Okay. So, look. It's if he would follow the footprints in the sand and look back at his behavior with the contract stuff, how he was doing the internet shit, trying to draw in attention and playing all those games way back then, wasn't working out, keeping himself. At least if you were going to do all that, he should have been working his ass off and training and maintaining his craft and working on his craft in the middle of that. He just kicked his feet up, was over there playing on the internet, dragging out the contract. Then he admitted to it later on that he could have just, it was honestly his fault. So listen, there's two sides to the coin. So by you doing that, you offset the the outlook on you as a player in the future. You interfered with your own future by doing that. Because if you would have came and look at what Fred Warner's done, look at what George Kittle's done. Look at what Demo. They took care of Demo. There's guys that they're taking care of. Nick Bosa. There's guys that they're taking care of. But when you do all this messy shit, you only taint the overall scope of what your value is for this team. They don't like that. It's not classy. So it's like, okay, you behave like that. We still paid you, but now your ass is hurt. So it's like, well, who's not going to contemplate getting rid of you? I mean, look at what you did. Look at the shit that you did. For every action, there is a reaction. So the fact that as a man, he's not even comprehending that part of it, and he's trying to do this poor me shit and getting on the internet again, it's like, dude, okay, well, this might be your ticket. At this point, I'm not with the Terry. I'm not with giving them giving the Commanders Aiyuk and Terry McLaurin. I mean Aiyuk and a second round pick for Terry McLaurin. That's too much. I would rather keep his ass and play and keep him and let him, because a second round pick that's a lot, including Brandon Aiyuk. Because once he gets better, he's going to be balling out regardless, especially if he's playing with Jaden Daniels. So that's too rich. I would say like a fourth or fifth would be okay because we have those compensatories. Give him a compensatory pick. I'm okay with that. And Brandon Aiyuk for Terry McLaurin, But again, at this juncture, if this is the kind of energy that he's going to carry into the season, I mean, I would just send his ass on his way. He don't want to be here. Now you're talking shit subliminally about the organization. Oh, they want it, and everybody's like, oh, well, what is he talking about? And you guys can't read. You guys can't read black and white. He's talking shit about the organization. He's talking about John Lynch and them wanting to get rid of him, and nobody wanted to get him because he was on Percocets and whatever else, and it was doped up.
He named his
and he wasn't worth a damn. Come on, man! The writing's on the wall. Who doesn't know what he's talking about? That's a direct blow to the organization. So at this point, I would, if they could do it, I would do it. Pull the trigger. Just go ahead and do it and cut ties. We don't have time. Then he can be over there with him and Debo. He'll have Jaden. It would be the most ideal thing for him.
Both of them over there talking trash.
Get his ass up out of here. Yeah, they can go over there and talk shit. They can write a book and say whatever they want to say. But y'all wouldn't be in it. Y'all wouldn't have been knowing what it was like to be a 49er if they didn't draft y'all asses. Brandon, you would have been a second round pick or a mid second round pick. Debo, I mean, you know, who knows who would have got you because A.J. Brown and D.K. Metcalf got picked after you, and they should have been picked before you.
That's fact. So, I forgot about that.
Let's cut the shit. Let's cut the shit.
We gotta go. But listen, I'm thinking about you all the time while you're out there. I'm envious. So I'd love to be joining you out there. That'd be hilarious. the Ellis Army.
Yeah, we here, man. We're about to go on a walk with the kids. We just had this barbecue chicken and rice, man, with some mixed veggies, man. About to go out here, do a little night walk, burn it off a little bit, you know what I mean, and get ready for tomorrow, man.
There it is.
Appreciate you, family, as always, man. Always, I'm catching the show late, man. Yeah. I'm catching the show late, and I'm like, damn, I forgot to call in again. I said, this ain't like me, but, you know, it's the summertime, man. I'm whooped right now with the squad, but it's all good, man. Always thinking about y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Thank you for the platform, as always, man.
Yeah, hang in there with them kids, man. Make them better. All right. See you Sunday if you got time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir. I'll be there. I'll bring the squad. We'll be there.
All right. Night, Ellis.
All right, family. Shout out all the family, man. Y'all know what it is. Thank you.
There he goes.
Peace.
All right. That might be a wrap. Well, fam, Well, I tell you what, I love getting there against you today. I didn't know I was going to make it. We're going to make it on Sunday. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, B.A. will have an epiphany. And he will say to himself, why am I whining all the friggin' time? I'm Brandon Aiyuk. I look around me and I see I'm the king of all I survey. So I'm going to just stop giving these people reports about my condition. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to get on back out there. And I'm going to be a part of my team going to the Super Bowl. See, fam, it's an art form to rise above anxiety. You actually can bring that stuff on. You can fuel misery and bad moods if you insist upon fueling them with unnecessary thoughts. A lot of people do. I go to extremes sometimes. When I should be overly concerned about things, I refuse to acknowledge it. Now, I'm not saying be irresponsible, but don't dwell on bad things. Fix it. Use the energy that you're worrying about to fix it. Stop crying. Stop whining. Now, I'm not talking about personal relationships is another thing. But individually, if you got a situation, rise above. B.A.? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Oh. Fam, I will look for you Sunday, though. Remember what I said. If you don't laugh every day, at least for at least 1 minute, then have to be all at one time, you're not living right. Smile, damn it. I'll see you Sunday. Yes, I'm going to stop disagreeing. Although the Chicken Little act I put on every now and then about us going to the Super Bowl, I'm just kidding. I want to go. I still want anybody to say later, thought you were going to the Super Bowl. See, that pisses me off more than anything else. Don't tell people outside of our empire or our community that we're going to the Super Bowl. They'll hunt you down. Every game you lose, they'll be in your face pissing you off. Now don't pin that in. Let them have it. Say whatever you feel. Don't hold back. Boy, ask Rudy. I get his ass every time I see him. Fam, I'll see you Sunday. Please don't forget to subscribe. I like likes. Have a great night. God, I love doing that.